On October 8th, 2017, the internet paused to witness an epic moment in anime history. One Piece and Solo Leveling have already crashed Crunchyroll with breathtaking episodes, but this was different. Dragon Ball didn't just crash a website, it crashed the entire internet. Cities set up big screens on the streets to watch the Tournament of Power. And when Goku awakened Ultra Instinct, it was the peak of everything. The most famous pirate site at the time, Animatorium, recorded 15 million accesses in Brazil alone that day. That's more than Portugal's population. What about the live public square reactions? People's reaction to seeing Goku transform will be remembered forever. But what made this episode become an immortal and timeless masterpiece? Something we might only see again decades from now. That's what we're gonna find out now. Super Saiyan Blue. Shortly before the episode was released, teasers were already indicating that Goku would have a new form, something that by itself was nothing new. It's worth noting that before this, Super Saiyan Blue was the only original transformation from Dragon Ball Super. The Super Saiyan God, on the other hand, was introduced in the movie Battle of Gods, which still carried the Dragon Ball Z label. The expectation was only Dragon Ball Super Jiren. He appeared in the opening of the Tournament of Power saga in a frantic battle against Goku, and the most intriguing detail was the moment when Goku raised his ki with a reddish aura as if he was about to unleash something never seen before. This opening, by the way, was called Limit Break Survivor, literally survivor of breaking limits, and it left in the air the idea of a new form of Goku surpassing all barriers. Whis had already revealed the shocking news before the Tournament of Power started. There is a mortal in a universe that not even the God of Destruction himself is capable of defeating, and this god, according to him, was even stronger than Beerus himself. Although the manga later retconned this detail, Jiren continued to be portrayed as someone superior to his god. As the tournament progressed, Jiren proved to be more and more unreachable. None of the other 79 participants came close to his level of power. Faced with this, Goku, always hungry for challenges, decides to face him once and for all. And so begins the confrontation between the strongest warrior of Universe 7 and a being that not even the gods of destruction could defeat. Episode 110 was released as a double special, 2 episodes in a single day, which by itself already created huge expectations. But no one was prepared for what was about to happen next. From the very beginning, it was apparent that something had changed. The intense soundtrack, the serious looks of the angels and gods, and the growing tension between the universes. And then the Spirit Bomb. Goku put everything he had into that attack. It's as if the hope of the entire Universe 7 had been thrown against Jiren. It was the same move that defeated Kid Buu, traditionally Goku's most powerful attack. And now it carried the energy of all his allies. But Jiren not only resisted it easily, he also sent the attack back at Goku. Not even Kaioken, multiplying the power of Super Saiyan Blue by 20 times, was able to stop Jiren from easily reflecting the Spirit Bomb. The scene was so impactful that even the gods from the universes that weren't participating in the tournament, precisely because they were too strong to compete, were impressed by the power of those mortals. Araki, Universe 5's God of Destruction, recognizes the immensity of the energy Goku amassed. And Nato, the Supreme Kai from Universe 1, the universe with the highest mortal level of all, observes that that level of strength was too high to be reached with ordinary training alone, especially in Jiren's case, whose mere presence was enough to terrify an enemy with just a simple glance. It is at this moment that the main theme of the opening, Limit Break Survivor, begins to merge with the episode, both in the soundtrack and in the narrative. Whis states that Goku has reached his limits, while Jiren hasn't revealed his full power yet. The angel then goes further. He says that Jiren is at the level of a god of destruction, or maybe even beyond that. And he confirms that the rumors were true. Yes, there is a mortal that not even a god of destruction would be able to defeat. At this pivotal moment, Goku succumbs to the immense pressure of his own Spirit Bomb. And a devastating explosion takes over the arena, paving the way for the birth of something never seen before. After the explosion, particles of light dissipate as the consequences of that devastating impact take over the arena. Goku didn't appear in the stands of Universe 7, which led many to believe that he had been completely vaporized by his own Spirit Bomb, something that, interestingly, wouldn't result in a penalty for Jiren, since accidental elimination was allowed in this context. Even with everyone believing that Bios, once a cold god of destruction, is visibly shaken by Goku's possible death. He calls the Saiyan by his first name, and then by his full name, Son Goku. Zeno was already preparing to declare him eliminated when suddenly the empty world begins to tremble. The arena was shaking, something was coming. Whis asks Bill if he would like to say something, and he just replies, "It's coming." And then, from within a burst of light, we see Goku appearing with his back turned. When he turns around, we are introduced for the first time to what would become one of the most iconic transformations in anime history. And of course, you can't talk about this moment without highlighting the legendary Ultra Instinct soundtrack, which matches perfectly with the smooth and fluid movements of the animation that from this point on would become a true work of art. Suddenly, Jiren appears in front of Goku, or rather it's Goku who appears in front of Jiren. He completes a breathtaking acrobatic move, worthy of a gold medal at the Gymnastics Olympics. And then, the Ultra Instinct theme song bursts out for the first time, kicking off the epic scene. Jiren tries to land a punch. Goku dodges with a light, almost dance-like movement and counters with a precise counterattack. He doesn't just dodge, he anticipates Jiren's moves. For the first time, the warrior from Universe 11 is hit in the face, albeit barely. Goku looks at his own hands, realizing his new form, now with a neutral expression, as if all tension and anxiety have disappeared. Gohan, Piccolo, and Vegeta are surprised. They notice that Goku's movements are now completely different, unpredictable. Since Jiren was absurdly powerful, the writers decided to give more emphasis to the moment. Dispo and Toppo enter the scene to attack Goku together. Toppo fires his Justice Flash, but Goku calmly walks toward the screen, dodging everything as if he already knew the trajectory of the attacks. The scene is truly chilling. Toppo and Dispo are thrown far away with ease, without Goku even needing to move from his spot. Jiren then tells them to stop. The fight was his, and his alone. Goku charges forward without hesitation, and the speed of the blows reaches such a high level that it's impossible to tell who is winning. It was as if time was bending around them. The impossible was happening. Jiren was being pushed back. The God of Destruction and the Supreme Kai of Universe 11 are stunned. They can't understand how Goku reached that level. Whis is thrilled with excitement, and then Beerus reveals what everyone wanted to know: Ultra Instinct. Champa is shocked when he hears the name. The other gods seem uneasy, surprised. Anato, the Supreme Kai of Universe 1, states that this is a state that even gods can't master easily. And then Whis gives the full explanation. The Spirit Bomb was acting as an energy source for Goku's exhausted body, but there was something more. The collision between the power of the Spirit Bomb and Goku's own power caused the rupture of a cocoon that concealed a dormant power. This scene is a direct reference to the opening, where Goku breaks his limits, but now, instead of the red aura, a blue glow appears, themed to the new transformation. The fight continues with an orchestral-worthy instrumental, and finally, Goku lands a precise knee strike on Jiren, making him fall back for the first time. Goku's scream is accompanied by a deep sound in the background, as if revealing an ancient power still contained. Goku then launches into the air, crashes into an arena pillar, and uses the momentum to deliver an extremely fast punch. The scene intercuts the reactions of everyone watching, while Goku's scream blends in the background with a deep, almost inhuman roar. But even with all that power, Goku still isn't able to overcome the barrier called Ren. The Grey Warrior just watches and says, "Saiyans, what interesting beings." However, that heat is his limit. The glow of the transformation begins to fade. Ultra Instinct's temporary power fades. Universe 11's God of Destruction remarks, "It was predictable." That power is not easy to master. Goku collapses, but the episode still has one last gift for the fans. Frieza emerges from the rubble pointing at Goku, making it seem like he's going to attack him, but he just smiles and says that situation reminds him of Namekusei. It became clear that instead of finishing Goku off, Frieza was giving him back some of his energy. One more twist to end one of the most epic episodes of all time. But the story continues. That form merely foreshadowed Ultra Instinct. And the fight goes on for many episodes, but it's only after 17 episodes in episode 127 that we find out the motivation behind why Jiren is so obsessed with power. We're nearing episode 131, the finale, where Goku will once again exceed his limits. Belmont, the God of Destruction of Universe 11, says that when Jiren was a child, a villain murdered his parents. Then, the one who would become his master saved him and he survived. Since then, Jiren sought to become stronger with his master, following a righteous path. As time went by, Jiren began to surround himself with companions who were also devoted to training. And one day, the villain reappeared and he fought alongside his companions. He trusted in victory, but the villain was too powerful. He killed Jiren's companions one after another. Jiren's master also died in that battle. Jiren tried to face him again, but none of the surviving students followed him. The weak were forced to obey the strong. Jiren was alone. He felt deep sadness when he was betrayed by those he trusted. At that moment, he realized that trust had no value. At the same time, he understood that strength was justice, that strength was everything. Whoever wins sets the rules. Victory grants everything. Feelings aren't required. Jiren's power-seeking and isolation drew the interest of Bellman, god of Universe 11. And after learning the truth about Jiren's story, Android 17, the smartest character and the legend of the Tournament of Power, says, "So you're just using those people for your own benefit, aren't you?" Bellman is furious. 17 says Jiren is trapped in the past and the truth hurts after taking a hit. Jiren responds that power atones for everything. One of the most epic moments happens. Android 17's fake sacrifice. Jiren isn't penalized. In the next episode, Vegeta fights with all his strength against Jiren, but he's no longer able to, keeping his pride until the end. So he transfers his last energy to Goku as the last hope of Universe 7. Just like Vegeta, Goku is no match for Jiren, and as the final blow lands, a somber melody begins to play. All the hopes of Universe 7 rest on Goku, and Goku remembers Jiren saying that trust leads to nothing. 17 saying sacrificing yourself for others, I actually like how human that is. Goku remembers the hopes of Master Roshi, Tien Shinhan, Piccolo, Android 18, even Frieza, Gohan, Krillin, and Vegeta placing their last hopes in him. And it's at this moment that Goku's Ultra Instinct returns, not yet in its full glory, but his pupils are already different. Jiren tries to attack, but nothing is enough to hit Goku, who comes back with his perfect dodging. And with enormous power, he hits Jiren's stomach, landing an incredibly powerful blow. Once again, Ultra Instinct manifests when Goku is at the very edge of his limits. And just the return of this soundtrack already brings us that feeling. Goku is recognized by Un and One, the god of the best universe, who says, "Seijin Son Goku, how incredible." As is tradition in Dragon Ball, they stare at each other for 5 minutes until the episode ends, with the fight only occurring in the next one. Which says that for Goku, this is definitely the last chance, because surpassing his limits demands a lot from the body, even more so when the power level matches that of the gods. With no one to help him recover, if he loses the light in his eyes, the battle will be over. And just like last time, Goku attacks with everything he's got without hesitation, and the soundtrack highlights a new frenzied battle between Goku and Jiren, similar to the fight from the opening, but at a much higher speed. The Tournament of Power reaches its absolute climax, Jiren and Son Goku, the battle between warriors who keep surprising the gods. No one wants to miss a second, but even so, Goku can't land a solid hit on Jiren. And Whis says it's because he's letting his thoughts interfere with his attacks, just like against Kefla. There are too many thoughts and decisions during the attack. With Ultra Instinct, that will weaken them and prevent them from having the proper impact. Ultra Instinct moves independently. Whis hopes Goku maintains stamina despite not landing a solid hit yet. Goku then prepares a Kamehameha, just like he did when he defeated Kefla, but once again, Jiren's theme music returns. He blocks the attack, just like he did when he first defeated Goku in Ultra Instinct. Now, he knows Goku since he faced him once and watched him against Kefla, so is Goku thrown far? Jiren is dominating the fight. Belmont says Goku must attack now to win, regardless of his defensive skills. And Makarita adds that his defense will fall when his strength runs out and that Universe 11's victory is just a matter of time. The Kaioshin says that even the complete Ultra Instinct will only delay defeat. Vegeta says the Tournament of Power was fast-paced, yet the Saiyans surpassed themselves multiple times during it. The gods watched everything, and that Goku's Ultra Instinct was incomplete, so it could become even stronger. Belmont, feeling threatened, orders Jiren to eliminate Goku immediately, while Vegeta puts his pride and his promise in Kakarot. Senton smiles and surprises everyone by saying that they didn't need to worry because he was feeling a rapid increase in energy, not from confusion, but from pure drive. Right now, should I say, or rather, the fight. All the focus is on the fight. Body and soul burn with wild intensity. The extinction of the universe, the difference in power, hesitation, panic, fear, all consumed by the flames. The only thing he feels is himself, his opponent, and the fight. He has become so overwhelming and fast that any perception is fleeting. He dives deeper and deeper into his instincts, where he will find speech interrupted by the frantic battle. And even Bills puts his trust in Goku, who is being hit by several powerful attacks from Jiren, which are breaking the arena to the point that soon Goku will have no ground left. Then the Ultra Instinct music returns, and Goku stops defending himself to start counterattacking. He hits Jiren and Kid Goku starts to look dazzling and fiery, similar to a constellation. And even Zeno can sense something incredible. Then Jiren smiles and says he has to respond in kind, raising all his power. Then the music reaches its peak. Goku is radiating energy. Jiren focuses his strongest attack, which he launches after Bellman asks for the fight to conclude. And it's at this moment that, for the first time, everything goes silent. What happened? And behind Jiren, Goku appears with a white aura holding back the attack. He easily and smoothly dissipates the attack. Jiren tries to strike him, but Goku is already walking toward him, and with another acrobatic move, he hits Jiren, who almost falls out of the arena. Goku has become even stronger, and it's at this moment that the gods begin to stand up for Goku. In a brilliant camera sequence, Goku lands a blow on Jiren, showing his superiority for the first time. Beerus asks Whis, "Goku finally made it, didn't he?" Beerus, astonished, replies yes, and acknowledges this aspect, saying, "This brilliance is the ultimate splendor of Ultra Instinct." And episode 129 ends by starting the greatest fight of all time, the ultimate battle for survival. And after a long time of silence, Goku says, "Now begins Jiren's true fight." And we can see Goku's form. This form indicates that Goku has mastered Ultra Instinct. The music plays on as Goku cuts Jiren's face, and their battle rages on. He's so fast that Jiren can only barely dodge. This is the speed of perfect Ultra Instinct. The choreography of the fight is impeccable, but this time it's Goku who has the advantage. This time the blows are more choreographed, like real martial arts. Goku can counter all of Jiren's attacks, and not just defensively this time. He attacks, pressures, and strikes Jiren, even managing to put Jiren in trouble and landing a powerful uppercut to the stomach. Jiren then starts to feel the pressure and says that if he loses, it will be like that time, and he states that he won't go through all of that again, so Jiren also assumes his maximum power form. This time, Jiren's ki has increased considerably, and he has an aura just like Goku's, but red. Jiren has awakened his hidden power. At this moment, the stare down between Goku and Jiren is absolutely cinematic. The flames, the visual effects, the computer-generated imagery on the aura, the perfect animation. Then, their attacks clash once again. This time, Jiren's power is clear. He unleashes a powerful energy blast that Goku counters with a Kamehameha. Jiren apparently wins the energy clash, but Goku still has strength left. He persists and the fight continues, but unlike last time, now Jiren hits Goku, who falls to the ground. The suspenseful soundtrack plays as Goku struggles to stand. And not only does he get up, but he gets up pumped. Jiren asks how Goku can keep getting up tirelessly, and Goku says, 17, Vegeta, everyone trusts me, I carry each of their feelings with me, I can't give up. And Jiren says all of that is useless before his power. It's not just a clash of strength, it's also a clash of ideals. The difference between the two is that Goku doesn't fight just for himself. In Universe 7, everyone encourages each other, and the mere existence of his companions is a source of strength for Goku. Kami says it never crossed Goku's mind to make it this far alone. Kuririn notes that most people were once Goku's rivals or enemies, but now they all trust him. Goku has always made friends through fighting, that's just how he is. And here we can see how Dragon Ball in the end is about how Goku's character changes the world around him. The battle intensifies as Goku punches Jiren, pressuring him, and declares, "This is our power, Jiren." He responds that friendship and trust don't matter, stating that believing in them would contradict his life's actions. And he says that all of this disappears in the blink of an eye. Then, Jiren tries an attack against the universe's arena, which Goku immediately blocks. At that moment, Goku feels anger toward Jiren for the first time, saying he's not a justice hero or an emissary of peace. Now, if someone hurts my companions, I won't forgive them. Then Goku raises his power and charges at Jiren. With a cinematic punch, Goku is enraged, and even with all of Jiren's power, he manages to gain the upper hand. The fight is frantic, intense, and Goku gets support from Vegeta. He dodges all of Jiren's attacks and lands an uppercut to his chin, and then a Kamehameha at full power. Jiren is down, and Goku is standing. He looks down at Jiren, and Jiren asks why he doesn't just finish it already, but Goku says he's sure that someone like Jiren understands what he means. Goku approaches Jiren, focuses his power, and Jiren accepts defeat. But it's at this moment that Goku's body starts to pay the price for pushing his limits so many times. The god's limitless power comes at a steep cost. Jiren, shaken, rises to his feet. Then Jiren destroys the arena so that Goku will fall, but that doesn't happen. Frieza saves Goku. And Android 17 was also there. In a deadly duel where he surpassed all his limits, Goku paid a high price. There's little time left. How will this battle end? If you've watched this far and haven't liked or subscribed, please do so. If you're interested, I can narrate the end of the Tournament of Power in a similar video. Creating a video like this is hard work. If you watched till the end and you're still here, instead of scrolling or seeking your next dopamine hit, share your thoughts in the comments. I can share similar videos here. Check out my channel for a video you'll enjoy. If you enjoyed this, you'll love the video on screen. It features Goku versus Jiren, based on the manga version. It's excellent and unique, featuring more choreography, battles, and music, a true audiovisual experience. The manga provides more detailed character backstories and explanations for events, making the story clearer and more concise compared to other adaptations. It's a different, equally canonical version. Click on the video on the screen. And here in Universe Z, we have several amazing Dragon Ball videos that I'm sure you'll enjoy. So welcome, and don't forget that in the description there's always the link to our Discord server. You'll be very welcome there. That's it, guys. Thanks for your support. See you in the next video.